Let's see. Where she is. All right. Linda Scott. Let's see. Linda Scott. Didn't. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Nope. Add. Okay. On the house. Hello, everybody. Haven't I used the backup method? Linda's coming now. There she is.
I'm here. I'm here. I can't get on it. I can't. Thank you so much. I can't get on shows. It wouldn't let me get on the other one, on the Sunday one. Anyway, I'm here anyway.
Oh, it wouldn't let you get on with Gervais?
No, I can't get on. It's just me electricals are really playing up. So
yeah,
they're just breaking down one by one by one, and now I've only got one phone.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of
5G.
stuff going on.
It's the 5G. If your awareness is at 5G, it takes a while for the electrical appliances in your house to catch up.
Say that again? 5G.
If your awareness is on 5G, five-dimensional aspect, you see, it's going to keep doing that. It's just the energy, okay? If it's on five-dimensional energy, this is what I've noticed. It's been doing it all week. It takes a while to catch up the electric, because your electrical static then changes. So it's at the back of me.
I didn't know if you're. Yeah, I didn't know if you were saying 5D or 5G.
Well, 5G, the masts have just been put up at 5G, haven't they? It's still connected with the five-dimensional energy.
Yeah.
Hi, Teresa.
All right. Hang on. I've got messages coming in here. I can't turn it off. So, hello, Annette Amoroso. Good to see you. Yeah. I'd like to meet Annette. She's over on one of the other islands. She introduced me to a lady that, a good friend of mine, Milana, that provided a place to stay when I first got here for a few weeks.
Are you still in Hawaii?
So, yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're just, we were gifted 5 days in an Airbnb. That we've just had so many things happen synchronistically. It's like we didn't know what to do, and yet the universe keeps providing. Just, I don't want to say by the skin of our teeth, but
it literally is by the skin of our teeth. That's exactly what it is, by the skin of our teeth. Because the teeth are all connected to the awareness, It's how we're speaking the energy out now. So if we're not speaking it out, the synchronicity can't come in fully. Everything is on the syncs now. My awareness is only on syncs. If it's not syncing, I know that it's not for me.
Yeah. There is a synchronicity. We were just talking about it. So my friend that I stayed with when I first got here, at least I rented a room for the first 6 weeks. Her address was 4411, and then we went another place that was 4114, and then we got here and it's 4411. And so we walked outside for a walk.
Master self. It's just master self all the time.
Yeah. So then we walk in the door this morning. We took a walk, and I look on the stove, and the time is off, and it said 4:44. And then she walked in, sat down, and she said it's 11:11. So we're going to do a session later and see what that all means beyond the synchronicities, So yeah, I've been, I see you out there flying around.
Literally.
Because yeah, literally, and you're always so open about everything. highs and
cool.
lows, far and wide, and it's interesting because you're a good barometer of what's happening. So what
Hmm.
is happening? I haven't talked to you. When's the last time we talked? In December?
God, yeah.
Or
When I
maybe it
just got
was.
back from, it was even before I went to America. I went to America, didn't I? That's when my shift
Yeah,
started. That's when my reality collapsed when I come home from America. I had a 3D reality collapse. I had 3 dreams that took me into this state that I'm in now. And it was to do with self-worth. I hadn't downloaded all my self-worth. And when I
yeah,
say downloaded it, I hadn't
yeah,
cleared it. And
yeah.
once I understood
That
it,
was so that was when? That was first of the year? Yeah,
yeah, when I
first
just
of the
come home
year.
from America, it was just after New
Yeah,
Year's Eve. It was like on
yeah,
the first, it started collapsing on the first, which is important because it started on the number one. And
yeah,
I'd just been out at the night, and then I was so dizzy the next day. I thought it was an hangover, and then it all started collapsing. It went very
yeah,
slow. The energy went very slow, and then my awareness just, I felt like I was falling back into myself. And then all the questions started coming really quickly. Do you understand? Do you understand? It was like overloading my mind again. It's like a computer
yeah,
virus that really collapses. That's what it feels like.
yeah.
And all this
We
awareness was
we went
asking me
through this.
questions.
Yeah, yeah, we went through the same thing, and I'm sure other people did, and it did coincide with the first of the year, and that was a big part of it was the self-worth.
Yes.
Um, that was a big, big part of it. We both experienced that together, and and I know other people were doing that too. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and then so what's today? Today's the 30th, 31st. So this is the end of the month. This is the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
first month.
yeah. Well, this is
It feels like
it's finished today. It really has finished. Tomorrow, apparently, is the manifestation part. All right. And what I can do now that I've learned how to slow me thought system down, and I've only just been shown how to do this. I was in the bath the other day. I was told there was a walk-in at age 4. Didn't understand it, and it showed me how I can slow my thought system down, and I can channel. And when I say I can channel, I mean I can understand what I'm being shown if I close my eyes. I only have to
yeah,
close my eyes, and then I can slow
yeah,
it down. Otherwise, I just blurt it out, and I don't know what I've said.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can ask me
I was just,
questions, and then I can slow it down.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's another thing. I think this is what you're saying. Okay, so I just told Morgan this morning. I've been getting these tones for about 3 years, ever since I met her, and I'm starting to get them. Like I know when the feminine's speaking to me and the masculine energy speaking to me. They're two different sides of the head. And I was telling her this morning, it's getting really easy for me to understand, although a lot of it's feeling, but to
Mhm.
understand what's being said. And I
Yes.
think that's something else that's happening to people. The intel's clearer. Yeah.
It's slower.
Is that how? Yeah.
It feels slower to me, but it's downloading faster. I'm shown, I have to close my eyes again. I'm shown like it's like, just let me put my cup down. It looks like that's the energy, but it's projected, it goes out and then it goes big. It's like a black hole. The energy is like a black hole. So it's fizzing in me. I can feel it now fizzing, but then it comes out, it like projects out. So either end is a pulling and one's a pushing. So it is, I have to slow my thought system down and then it pushes in quickly at the back. It's like I feel it like at a back and a front. Sometimes I feel a bit sick with it because it comes in really strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I've experienced that, you know.
Yeah, that's how we
Um,
download this new energy.
yeah. Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
pupils,
So,
I've noticed when I look in the mirror, Todd, and I'm getting this information, my pupils go massive. The colour goes and it
yeah.
just goes massive, like you've had DMT or drugs, or when your pineal gland opens, when you take acid,
Yeah.
the consciousness,
Yeah.
the black eye, the in the middle of our eyes is the black holes, okay? But it has to connect to the third black hole, which is the trinity, the triangle. Then
Yeah. Yeah.
the pure tunnel, which is where we're from, can align and it goes floods right through the chakra system and it clears the mental 3D aspect.
Yeah.
So then this
Let me
information,
ask. Go ahead.
Yeah,
There's a
go on.
drag. Go ahead. No, somebody just put up a comment, and this is in line with what I got this morning. I want to see what your take is on it. Sheila Sen, thank you for the comment. She says tomorrow is Imbolc, Rise of the Feminine Divine, Saint Bridget, the pagan Celtic start of spring. So I got this morning. You know, we've been talking about it on these shows this month. This is the year that the divine feminine speaks, that the steps forward, steps up. And so I got this a while ago when I got up this morning, and I got that tone. It was the feminine sisters, the voices, and they were saying that we need to talk about what that means, what that is on these shows, meaning that we all know that the feminine energy's been leading the way, but it kind of I don't want to say in a quiet way, because if you look at, for instance, the number of lives out there, they're not proportionate to the percentage of women in these groups. Like Soulogy is 65% women, 35% men, but you see lives, you see a lot of men. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but a lot of people have said this is the year they're stepping up. We've had several women on this month for the first time, and they feel the same thing. They knew it was time for them to come out. So what I was getting was this whole thing about her stepping up and leading the way. And Morgan's talked about this for a year and a half, and basically taking the lead for a time being until that masculine energy catches up, and then the dance starts. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's like what I'm being shown now. I'm going to do it in a sperm count, all right? The matter is the black, is the feminine, all right? The sperm is the electrical static. The electrical static has got to enter the womb stage. It's already purified in the womb, because I'm getting shown deeper levels here. It's already purified in the womb, so the masculine has got to align with his own feminine. It's got to be that way. They've got to align with their own feminine before they bring the feminine through. Okay, so the feminine is already stepping up. That's why the feminine are rising quicker, because they're already aware that they're the black hole. They're the wombs. They're in the womb stage. The masculine has got to purify his own feminine. He's got to clear his own feminine to enter that womb stage. Remember, the womb stage is the center. It's the centering of your own heart space. You have got to let love your feminine, or else you cannot get into that core stage. The core stage is the centering, okay? Yeah. The centering of you, Todd, the centering of me, the centering of every soul on this earth comes from first fractal. That is the center point, which is pure static, pure energy. And you can't get to that core until you clear your own black hole. All the outside energy, which is your masculine, has got to go inside this awareness and pull itself out again. It's more of show me. Okay, it's more of surrendering for you, Todd, to surrender to your own divinity, your own feminine. It's not got nothing to do with the other feminine that are in your life or the other feminines that are on the show. It's your own femininity that you've got to step into and own it. And every masculine has to do that, because they're already purified, Todd. You're already purified in our wombs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
it's only the mental mind that will take you away from that.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm seeing out there. I am seeing some clear evidence of some masculine energies or incarnations that are transforming. I'm just noticing this in the work I do. These are some guys that have been out there, and I'm watching them change, and I guess I'm changing too. And then the other thing that comes up too, because I try to always, I guess, merge the non-physical with the physical. And so we did a show a couple days ago, and part of it we talked about sacred sexuality, and we talked about an experience that we had, which again, Morgan had talked about this for a long time, but to embody it was a totally different experience, and I got to believe it's in the collective, and that is where he is connecting his sacral to his heart, and she's connecting her sacral to her solar, and that seems to be out there, you know, it seems to be out there.
Well, there's two chakras, right, that's been blocked in the collective, okay? Because this is how it's been programmed. And that's been, for the women, it's been the sacred and the solar plexus, okay? For the masculine, it's been the root and the solar plexus. So these three bottom chakras are the ones that we're clearing. The top chakras are not, we're not even mentioning them yet, because you've got to go into heart with the three bottoms first. If the three bottom chakras are not aligned into the middle of the black hole, and this is what I've just said, the tornado, which is the first fractal, the energy on the outlines is the chakra system. That's, show me again. The energy of the outer layers of the black hole is the chakra system. This is the spectrum of the energies, okay? When you align your first three chakras, the male is the root. Remember the male, that the chakras are, one is male and one is female. So the bottom one for the masculine has got to go into the sacred, but it's not, it's like skipping the solar plexus, because the masculine already is in solar plexus. That's the ego. It's more into that than it has been, because it wanted identification. The ego is identification. You have to drop the identification, release that self as an identification. Then you can merge into heart, but you can't go straight into heart. You have to be aware that you are the feminine. You have to let the feminine eat you again. It's like you're entering the womb again. And now you have to do that, but in yourself, not as a projection, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that was most of my journey, especially the last 6 months of last year, was, you know, and it kind of peaked in late July, and that was what I've been saying, you know, is that cut your balls off, you know. I mean, your demon, well, yeah, but I mean, really, because what you said is they wanted identity, we wanted identity.
Yes, of
That
course,
was our
but you are us.
Yeah.
We birth you,
Yes.
you know, and we love you, and you see, my heart now is opening, and I want to cry, because I feel the purging that the masculine is doing at the moment, and it's so sad. But it's not because they're identifying, they want to be heard, but they're us. The feminine, it always started with the feminine energy. The first energy was female. That's how it birthed. It had to be like that. It was the masculine, it was the masculine that wanted to be heard, but it was always heard. It's like a mother saying to the child when she first births it, you are me, and the child saying, I'm not, you know, because we've cut the cord. The cord was never cut. The astral cord cannot be cut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, because I know in my experience there was a lot of well, grief, sadness, confusion, and that was, you know, as each one of these identities was being removed,
grief.
you know,
it's grief,
it was
Todd. You're
painful.
letting go. It's the program. Of course it's painful, because it's melancholy. It's like, when I had my Trinity breakdown, the melancholy is really important, because that's all it is. It's melancholy. It's an aching for what you was, because we took so long in this identity. It's been thousands of years we've been in these identities. But they're only identities, they're only codes, the labels, what we had. We are the center core of energy. When we can't address it because it hasn't got an identity. And what we do, the mental mind tries to give it an identity, then it moves the energy. Then it's not purified. Do you understand? Because it's the thought system changes it. It has to be non-identified. And I mean by, you have to drop every identity within the chakra system. And every chakra has an identity, by the way. It's only when you go through the 8th chakra, identification is zeroed. That's why that's why everyone was seeing the gold. Because then your alchemy.
Yes, the gold has been huge. What's that all about?
The gold is the alchemy. It's when your chemicals change in the body. It's the Knights Templar stage. You know, it's when you connect to your core, when you've gone through the chakra systems, alchemy comes into play after the 8th chakra opens. The 7th seal must open. 144 is the discs. The 1000 is the 1000 identities that's in the chakra systems. So the 144 that people think the 144,000 on Earth is your chakra systems. It's just energy. It takes, in Buddhist terms, and this is how consciousness has learned it. We've learned it. It takes 1,000 years to really purify the physical matter. So the physical matter is completely purified when it goes through the crown chakra, which is like 1,000 hertz. It's the frequency level. It's the frequency. Show me again. It's the frequency.
Yeah.
That when the crown opens, it's how it vibrates. It's when our auric field vibrates at that frequency.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm pleasantly surprised you said that about the gold. You know, Morgan and I've been talking about some of the stuff that's been going on. Well, one thing we didn't talk about, we had a week or a week and a half ago. So it was a really interesting because we do the etherical work. The result was, for the first time in our relationship, and this is again about me, I'm just saying this to try to help men or whatever people understand through my own experience and our own experience. It was the first time after this happened, which I'm about to tell you what happened, that I saw myself in the etheric as the same energetic size that she was. She was always taller, but you know, I'm saying this in energetic terms. Okay. So what happened was, we obviously were going through some stuff at a 3D level, you know, trying to figure out what are we supposed to do, you know, staying with the flow and all that stuff. And we had some things happen in the ethers together with our sessions. But we had a very human conversation, kind of like nuts and bolts of it all. And I'll be honest about it. It was the masculine keeping things from her, and I've always tried to be honest with her, but it had to do with finances. It had to do with, you know, and the bottom line was, I knew something was coming up, and I started to go into a pattern of, you know, spinning out, and then we started talking, and we knew it was good. It wasn't that easy, and then all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, I'm not discombobulated. I'm not defragmenting. I just need to tell you the truth. I said, I got this much money in the bank at Soulogy, which isn't much. I don't know if I can take care of you. That was kind of the gist of it. But let me tell you what happened. So it was like the burden was released off the masculine. So the next morning we get up and we did a little running around. We said, we need to do a session. So about mid-morning we do a session, and we went palm to palm on the hands, and we started it. And that was when that occurred. I got on my knees. She got on her knees. We were looking at each other, and I could see for the first time everything. I could see all of her chakras. I could see, and probably you've done this for a long time. She's done this for a long time, and many, many women have. But I could see everything. And I'm looking at her, and everything was gold. And I looked up at in the ceiling of the room, and I saw all these planets. They were all gold. I saw that what you're talking about coming out of her head, this huge golden white light. Yeah. So it was. So I'm really
because you
glad
cleared
said
your
that,
route, Todd. Because you just cleared your route. Remember when you question, and I have to say it quickly because it's going.
Yeah.
What you've just said to me is okay. I'm just going to do it really quickly. Your root chakra is connected to your grounding, okay? It's connected to your security.
Yeah.
So, and it's masculine, okay? What you just told me there is you was opening your chakra by admitting it, by you saying, this is how I'm doing it. You truthfully open your chakra without even knowing you did it. So what that did, Morgan obviously had all her chakras open. Her chakras must be aligned because she's took you straight to crown. She's took you straight to your 8th chakra, which is your gold chakra. And the reason that you could see all her chakras then, because you automatically stepped in her auric field and cleared your root chakra, which was blocked. This stems from when you was homeless, by the way, I'm being told. This stems from when you're moving from house to house, your root chakra was blocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. that's encouraging because I've seen, like I said, I've seen men transform in little ways,
Yes.
you know. That
Oh, you're going to transform so much.
yeah,
You're a
yeah.
vehicle here, Todd. Soulogy, and I've said this for a long time. Soulogy is a platform, okay? It's a platform for people to stand on while they align. So that's what you're doing. You're like an helicopter pad in a way. So it's for there for souls to stand on, and so they can speak and open the throat chakras. That's why you blue, okay? That's why we're blue, because we have to speak truth. We can only speak truth. So there's well, all
Mm,
the souls can and your platform is so you don't judge them. It's a free landing pad. It's got to be free. Otherwise, the
yeah,
people that are on it that are not free on that platform will be triggered. There's only two states of being now, and that's if you're triggered or if you're aligning with the energy. If you're resisting a part of yourself, like say, oh, I'm doing it, if you're resisting a part of yourself, you will be triggered because it's just self-resisting itself. That's all a trigger is.
yeah, yeah.
It's just energy.
Yeah, I
You know,
like what you
sorry, go on.
I like what you said too about getting to that eighth chakra
Mm.
because that's kind of what it was
That's
like.
your alchemy
That's the
chakra,
point of
your alchemy. It's the point of no return, really. It's the awareness goes
yeah,
super conscious then because it
yeah,
knows it hasn't got an identity as such. The chakras that have automatically got to align. And when you go through this stage, the chakra system no longer can get really blocked. It automatically clears itself because remember, it's energy. It's got its memory. Every cell remembers when
yeah,
it's changed. It can't go back on that. It can't
yeah,
go back on that, Todd. So once we are
yeah,
pure awareness of what we are, it's automatically done for us. The cells, you automatically upgrade. Every cellular change starts happening. The skin changes, the air
right.
changes. If somebody walks in my auric field now in my house, all of a sudden I'll fart and I will fart and shit myself. My body automatically repels them. If I eat certain foods, my body automatically repels them because me seals are opened, and that creates the alchemy. That's what alchemy is. The body automatically produces chemicals in the brain as the chemicals come into the brain. What are you laughing at?
I can't talk about it. It's just
Yeah,
something you
but
said.
as this consciousness comes into the brain, it creates chemicals. Okay.
It's your sister over here. Is just we had an experience last night, and it's just along the lines of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I want to stay with this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But this is there's two things that I'm getting these things come in as I always do. So one of them is we've 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 been on this trip. I'm just it's not about us. I'm just trying to give you an idea and I know you're going to get this because you've moved around too. Uh, so we've been on this trip here, right, for 8 weeks, and we've gone from place to place. When we go to a place, it has a certain energy. And
Hmm.
she started demonstrating to me in the physical how, energetically speaking, be it a person or a place or whatever situation, that we can leave it in a better state. So it's like a
Always.
representation. Okay, so now what I'm getting at, and this is just intuitive from what you're saying, is we go into a place, it has its own energy.
Hmm.
And that energy is a lot like what you're talking about. It hits you, and there's a reaction, an
Hmm.
adjustment, an alignment, or maybe even a repelling. Okay,
A repelling, yes, it
and
happens.
and I'll
If
give this.
it's not on your frequency, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or okay, I'll
You
give an
clear
example. So
the
we went.
area. You're clearing the area. That's what you're doing. It's like you're like a workman.
Yeah,
Then you become like a workman. You go to a drain and clear a drain. That's what you're doing. You're clearing that area. Remember, every area as the Earth, Gaia, is like our own chakra system. She has areas that are blocked by negative energy
yeah,
on that area for too long. So more or less, what we're doing
yeah,
is we are becoming that energy by clear. If our auric field is clear, wherever you go, you clear. You're just a conductor
yeah,
then. That's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What was the other thing you were saying? There was something else that you said that hit home. But I just wanted to reiterate that. So what I'm finding is, or we're finding, or I'm realizing, you know, is we go into a place, it has a certain energy, and not even consciously, there is a merging or a collision or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so like we went one place and we walked in and it was a portal a lady has constructed, you know, for 18 years, her home, right? We went into the place and all of a sudden we both, which we don't do, we both just kind of snapped at each other. So we immediately went our separate ways, spent 5, 10 minutes alone, do what we all do, which is take it into ourselves. It's never them, it's always us, right? And came back and everything was fine. And from that
Mm-hmm.
point on, it was just one expanding experience after another, you know,
Mm-hmm.
dimensional, cosmic, galactic, whatever, you know. Yeah. So I've noticed that. And it kind of happened here when we got to this place yesterday, too, which was kind of funny. So, but
You will
yeah.
keep doing that. You're the
So that's,
polarity, you and Morgan. That's what you're doing. You are the tornado. You're the one end and she's the other. The centering of you both when you're merging. And I mean, when you're having conscious sex, this merging that you're both doing creates your energy field to go bigger and bigger. But that's because you conductors, you're here to do that. That's why Soulogy is here. You know, you two are like the main conductors in the plug. Remember the plug socket? You are like you are like a walking pyramid together, really, because your energy field clears wherever you're going. That's why you are the masculine and the feminine. There's not many people. This is the 13th fractal, by the way. There's not many couples that join and do this. Like I'm not going to say twin flaming because it's not really. It's a complete projection and to clear for clearance. Okay. I don't need to do it.
yeah,
I've been told I'm not doing that. I've been told I will be single. Nobody can come into my frequency. Don't know why. I haven't
yeah,
questioned it, but that's what I'm told. So,
yeah.
you know, but certain couples, shall we say, do the Jesus and the Mary Magdalene. That's what you're doing. That's what you and Morgan
Mm.
are. You're the Soulfet and you're the Jesus Christ consciousness. You're the light and the dark. You know, that's what you're doing. That's what Soulogy is.
That's interesting that you say that too, because when that happened the other day, well, I was telling you about mid-morning when we did a session, we knew we needed to do a session. We didn't know what the hell was going on, and the gold thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was actually right before it happened. An aspect jumped into her, and she started doing, you know, light language and incantation and over me. And as it was happening, all of a sudden, I saw this, and this was at the point of stepping into my full power, I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
saw this bluish white cross, you know, like cosmic galactic cross. It was full of light and a little rainbow coming out of it, rainbow colors. And then I saw the face of Jesus, and then I saw the face of Magdalene. And I
It's
was like,
just showing you've just fully merged again. You'll keep doing it. You'll always get that. That's just full chakra merging. That's why the cross, it does it, because it's the four alchemy points. It's the 4 points. And it's that, and that. Remember the center stage of the black hole? It has 4 points where it has to do a mitosis stage. And this is when the energy goes like 4 points of itself. Then it must merge and it
uh-huh.
starts to do that then. It starts to create the figure 8. That is when it has to split. It's energy stages that the cells go through, okay? But when we go into slow it down. When we go into a physical body, we do it the backward stage. But where we come
Mm,
from, it's done the other way.
mm, that makes
If that
sense.
makes sense, because I get shown it. I just get shown it, so sometimes I don't know how to express it. Because you can see it. I can see it when I
There,
close my eyes, but then explaining it is a bit difficult.
yeah. There's something else that came up. I feel like I need to mention that I was having a conversation with a lady, um, and then Morgan and I talked about it, and I never really thought about it before, but I feel like it'll be useful and see what your perception is. Uh, so we were in a place where there was another couple, and on the
Mm-hmm.
premises,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan started receiving um, really powerful transmission, which
Mm-hmm.
the gist of it was you're in the presence of another couple just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's rare. And so when that happens, it's like two nuclear bombs going off. Well, then I
Mm-hmm.
was telling the lady about it the next day, who's real plugged in and has been for many years, like y'all. And she said that she had this experience with one of her really close girlfriends that lives not too far away, and that they are of the same frequency. And here's my point, that when two very high level open frequencies come together and they're matched in the same, the same wavelength, that it is very powerful, but they can't always hang out together very long because it's so powerful. Have you
No,
experienced anything like
you
that?
did, yeah, you drain each other. You'd be sick. Your body would get
Yeah,
sick. You have to understand, and you can actually feel it. You'll feel them pulling you.
yeah,
They will really affect your solar plexus because
yeah,
what's happening there, the 4 points, and it spins the centers. All right, it's like I suppose it's like putting two magnets together. They will eventually repel because the energy is too strong. That's when it does the
yeah,
split. That's when you would be physically sick. Your cores then would wouldn't be able to merge because there's too feminine and too masculine there. There's too
yeah, yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's a sickness of
But
the
I, but
body
I
then.
think that,
Remember, this is matter, Todd.
yeah,
Much energy going into
yeah, yes,
this physical matter, it will repel it or will be sick. That's why you and Morgan, when you walked into an area that's got too much energy, then you create that. That's just the confused energy. It's too much. It is for the physical mind and the physical body. So you have to drop your awareness. You have to always be in a state of understanding and dropping your awareness. You can actually just drop your energy a little tiny bit. I can do it. If I'm at a party or
yeah.
somewhere now, I never used to be able to do it, but now I can. I just drop my awareness a little bit, pull it back,
Yeah,
just pull it a little back.
yeah. I just think that, with all the stories we've heard over the last few years, and again, I'm just bringing this in intuitively. I thought it was important to say to people, because so many of us have come into contact with, be it opposite sex or not or whatever, it doesn't matter, and there's been that explosion, and you're like, come together, oh my God, and then boom,
Yeah, because
and
it's a
so this
trigger.
happens, is it?
It's
Yeah,
energy.
yeah,
It's a trigger, but it comes
yeah,
from our own core. It's a recognition. That's what it is. It's a recognition.
yeah,
And sometimes we don't understand that recognition because we just feel it as a quick twitch, you know? But if you get to a point where, like I do, and you're in a meditative state and you just close your eyes, it'll go. You just have to close your eyes and feel it and not react with this. Don't react with your throat, react from your solar plexus.
I got to share this with you. So your higher self is standing in front of me,
Hmm.
and she's very funny, by the way. She has like a blue. She has like a blue cobalt. It's not a pitchfork, but it kind of looks like a pitchfork or a trident. Uh, I can see all your circuitry, and something about what you said. And I'm going to try to get this out. Having to do with, okay, so having to do with being in the present moment, how we're being forced, not
Mm.
forced, being put into this state where you can't see ahead. Um, but it has to do with manifestation. It
Hmm.
has to do with magic. So the last thing I'll say about it is, as I'm talking to you, and you were telling me a minute ago that you were about to burst into tears. This is where I'm at right now, because
Mm.
the alignment that I'm seeing through your higher self, and what's happening in my life right now, it's so concentrated in the moment. I mean, I'm getting these messages. I've gotten three since we've been talking. The last one is just fucking profound.
Hmm.
And it'll come out in the next day or two. It's going to be a show, and it's fucking profound. It's nothing like we've ever done on Soulogy in 800 episodes. But can you give me your perspective, since your higher self is sticking this trident in my butt? I'm saying, can you? I'm trying to. How? What is this manifestation? This magic in the moment? What is all that? I mean, does that make sense to you?
You've got to switch off any form of questioning. You cannot have questions to this energy because
There it
then
is. Yeah,
it's pulling on your crown, all right? Manifestation
there it is.
cannot come fully if you have a question to it. You have to have 100% knowledge that it's coming. It can only come that way, Todd.
Yeah. Thank you.
And now, as I'm saying it, the crown is just really open with you. I've just took you right into my crown. Now I can feel you're all in my head.
Yeah.
See how my nose is itching?
That's perfect.
Yeah. Because when you listen, if you know what you are, Todd, okay, and I know you do, then you have to understand you are you've gone through the seventh seal. This manifestation stage of you is the pure energetic Todd. The pure, it's not Todd. I've just been pulled back. It's not Todd. You're not Todd. So you have to understand the chemical part of you now is coming into play. The 8th version of you, which is the 8th. You exist on 7th. You come from 7th. So you are 8th now. The chemical part of Todd now, the identity that is Todd, the human part of Todd, has to understand his gold. You are worthy of what is happening to you. There's some still states of unworthiness in there. I can feel it.
Can you repeat that, by the way? So no questioning. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like the space
you can't. You
breath.
cannot question. You can't question energy if you know you're it. It doesn't understand that. It's just energy, Todd. It doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Show me again. Okay. Energy doesn't understand its energy. It doesn't understand. It hasn't got an identity, Todd. It doesn't understand you when you don't. I can't express to you. You have to understand that.
It's that point of nothing.
Yes.
When it's nothing and it becomes everything.
There's only nothing. It doesn't exist. Nothing exists. Nothing exists, and people can't get that in their head. They'll keep questioning it and making something of it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. That's God. It's like the words on the tip of your cosmic tongue. You can't get it out.
Yeah. Well, I just want another bit. I want to stay here a little bit. I want to learn a little tiny bit more. I'm sorry, everyone. There's nothing to learn anymore. You've got to learn your alchemist now. You've got to bring this fucking awareness in that we've learned, and now flow with it. Now play with it. Play properly. That's why we're here, to play properly. We're not here to learn anymore. There's nothing to learn. Remember, in the center point of us is just pure intelligence. What more do you want to know about yourself? There's the question.
Damn. Wow.
And I can't even answer that. That's it. Just then, there's nothing that comes to me then, because that is the question that we should be asking everyone that asks us a question. Why do you need to know that? Please go in within yourself and ask why you need to know that. Because my perception is not your perception. It's energy.
Yeah.
Your perception is not my perception. Yeah. And now I can feel your heart moving again. The worthiness again is coming through. It's sick. I feel sick with it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cry. But I'm getting it.
No, you can't do that. You have to let it out.
Yeah. What I'm getting is
that's the human part of Todd. I'm not worthy. I'm a masculine. I've tormented the feminine. I've tormented it. I've done this.
I don't have a problem with it.
No, but that's what the masculine is going through. It is pure. I feel so sorry for that energy, but it's just energy.
Well, and this is what I'm getting at in the work that we do. And what I've noticed in these 800 shows, people have information, and that's not to be downplayed. I mean, that you're right. We're past the point of having to learn anything. And what I've always noticed is that when people are just relaying their experience, that is where the biggest activations come. It's just, and they could be talking about anything. It's just when they're talking about their experience, and that really takes all the questioning out. You're just having a conversation.
It changes it. So. Yes. Well, I've been told that every dimensional energy has a loop on it, okay? It's a loop system. It has memory attached to it. Like third dimensional energy has the Holocaust on it. It has all the bad things on it, okay? Because it's on that loop system. Now, if you go to fifth dimensional energy, by the way, which is what we've done before, is everything's repeated. On that is the enlightenment stage, is the manifestation stage, is the alchemy stage. Now, that loop system is what we're going on. And then we will go higher and higher until we get back to the higher dimension. I'm not shown them yet. I don't even give a shit about them, if I'm honest. That's why I'm in a good state, because I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always been. I don't care. I've had that much black in my life, I've had that much hurt, that I have to go into states of surrender, where I just surrender and let it just do what it's got to do to me.
Yeah.
And when you're in that state of surrendering to everything, even if it's the worst thing you can imagine that's happening to you, then your soul opens more. It opens more. The heart opens more. It doesn't block. It opens more. So this more information can come in. These higher aspects can come into you.
Yeah.
So this loop system, we need to stop.
Yeah.
We need to stop questioning this loop system. Stop repeating this historic events. Stop repeating the numbers. This is why the numbers are so important. 11, 11, 11. Why do you think things happen on that date? 2, 2, 2. Why do you think things happen on them dates? They're just echoes of energy.
Yeah, and the labels, not the old labels, these other labels.
No labels, no labels.
You drop Starseed from your Facebook monitor, right?
Yeah.
But I see the attachment to these essences, or identification with these past lives, future lives, whatever. That I see that's dropping. I've seen some people doing that, dropping that. So I think
they haven't got anything now. I'm like, it's told I'm not birthed now. I've not birthed here before now. I didn't understand that. I understand it now. But when you get told these things, it can be a shock. What? I've never birthed here before. Well, how am I here? You know. But it said no. You stepped out of the physical body when you was 4, and your highest aspect had to step in, because my younger soul, my younger bit. Remember, this soul is a universal soul. So you only get fragments of that enter the physical heart space, which is the centering point of the physical matter, the physical human body. But you exist in the bigger art. There's a bigger part of you out there. You're on different dimensions and in different other realities. So you have to understand that this isn't just us, you know. There's another us.
I don't know if everybody can see what I'm seeing.
What?
Oh my God, you're turning into fractals, and it's like it's glitching. It's glitching.
Yeah, I know. Everyone keeps saying I always do it. I know.
Yeah, well, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff, and some of it, but that's another thing that's happening too. It's starting to happen within our visible light spectrum. You know, we're starting to see things. Yeah. Angela Brinkerhoff, our dear friend, I love what she says here. She says that nanosecond of surrender changes everything, and that's another thing I've noticed.
And that's what I said. Ascension is within a second. Ascension is within seconds. It's not. The ascension part of you is the part that you surrender and you let the identity go. It can happen as quick or as slow as you choose it.
Yeah.
Seriously. It all stems from when you say, I am nothing. But you've got to really, people will say it, people will do the posts about it, but they won't really mean it. Now, when you really do mean it, everything collapses, and it can be the most frightening experience for a few seconds, because it is really like falling in a black hole. It's like being on 1,000 fucking mushrooms, I'm telling you. But it happens quickly.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago, I was in my, I had a Kundalini experience at about 25, or 26. And I remember, so it went on for like 6 weeks, and it scared the hell out of me, and I shut it down. But I remember having this dream, this lucid dream, and it was all about what is this and what is that and who am I and all this. And all of a sudden, like the snap of a finger, I was in total blackness, just suspended in the middle of nothing. And I was nothing. And at the time, it scared me. I think that's when I shut down, to be honest with you. But that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I think this is why I'm doing what I'm doing at the moment. This is why I'm moving, because of what I set up. I've been told I can do it, and I told you this a long time ago.
Where are you
going to Ibiza. Well, it's an island, but it's an original hippie island, so it's got very good energy there. And I've been told that's perfect.
Is it in the UK?
No, it's an island off the Spanish coast.
Oh, off Spain. Okay.
Yeah. But I
And
want to
when are you heading
Sunday.
that way?
Sunday.
Huh?
Sunday, yeah.
Wow.
So, but this is
Wow,
another
that's
stage
beautiful,
that you
man.
have to go in. You have to be in completely alone. You have to do this transformational,
Yeah.
transformational surrendering and really let go of anything that's near you. You have to have pure faith that what
Yeah.
you're doing for the collective. It isn't nothing to do with
So
self.
exactly. So let me just ask you, in your experience, how did that occur? I mean, how did you know that's where you're going and all that stuff? Just so
Because I
people,
just,
we can
it's
get
the
that.
synchronicity, Todd. Again, this everything
Yeah.
it creates me and takes me to a sync. Like just before, I just sat down and my telly just switched on by itself. This is what happens to me. I sat on my remote by accident, but there's nothing that you don't do anything by accident. So the telly switched on, and
That's
then
right.
all of a sudden it was Assassin's Creed. Ah, me I self said, quick, watch it. So everything is brought to me. Somebody will message me to tell me to watch me something, and I never know. Everything means something to me. I see something in everything because that's the way I understand it now. I don't think I won't do that later. I'll do it straight away because I know there's the sync. It's been brought to me, so
Yeah.
quickly do it, or else the energy moves away from me. That's why I say to
Yeah.
everyone, grab it quickly. That trigger that you're getting, quickly eat it because it'll just fade away. It's just energy. You have to understand where your
Yeah.
sinks are here because that's you. That's your own higher self saying, quick, quick, grab it. I'm only throwing it to you
Yeah.
once, you know.
Yeah.
And that was about
Wow.
energy. The Assassin's Creed is about energy. It's the Templar's play. I've been shown my new blueprint now is in my body. It's here. It's in
Mm.
here. It's in my heart space. Just by knowing what that is. I didn't even watch it, but I knew what it meant. It's about energy. It's about the template. It's about the Templars. That's the name of it. It's your new blueprint. That's all.
Mm. I'm lit up.
Yeah.
I am
So
lit up.
that's my
So,
advice.
I get
Please
it.
just don't follow
I,
sinks.
uh, yeah.
You've got to
Yeah.
be in your now to get this awareness. If you're not in your now, you ain't getting it. You've got to watch the nature. You've got to stay in states
Yeah.
of now, because if you're thinking about what's going to happen at the back, or if you're questioning what's going to happen at the front,
No.
the energy can't
Yeah.
center.
Yeah. And it's so funny because uh, this stuff's just as we've had patterns of conditioning, we've also had patterns of communication. I'm just talking about myself, and I remember walking those streets for the first 2 years. I would always hear, "Don't think, just be," and I didn't. I had a long way to go, so I didn't always sustain that. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, of course it
It's
is.
not
I
even
used to
about
get
the
told it as a
question.
child. I still get told it every day.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
my mind wanders, I get slapped by the reality. I get a slap, and I've always said it. I get a slap.
yeah,
I'm not allowed to unalign. It just is an
yeah,
impossibility. I'm too aware now. It just goes like that, blip, blip, and it don't even say my name now. It's like a blip, and then straight away my awareness
yeah,
is back on. Quick, get back in line.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's absolutely a nonverbal communication,
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
don't
It's
even know
just
if
a
communication.
feeling.
Well,
It's a knowing. It's a
yeah,
knowing feeling. You
yeah,
just know when you're unaligned. You feel it. I just feel it. It's like, and straight away I'll put my music on and I'll move my body and dance with it, and then all of a sudden I think,
yeah.
Linda's back, meaning my original energy's back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if other
Well,
people affect you or it feels, they'll come into you. And if they're at
yeah,
a lower density to their own self, I was shown as well,
yeah,
they're only at their own density. They're not in their own
yeah,
core. It's their own energy field. But they
yeah,
affect us by those attached to ours. Oh, there's some higher energy. Vampire, let me suck it. They don't even know they're doing it because the lower energy automatically pulls in there. It's the black hole concept again. It pulls the
yeah.
energy out, you know.
It's making me want to watch Interstellar again.
You should keep watching
The
that
black.
actually. Keep watching Lucy,
The,
keep watching Interstellar. The first film we all woke up to was The Matrix, how to unplug from this structure. Remember, the third density
yeah,
is a structure. It's the flower of life structure. So
yeah,
every density has a structure. The reality structure changes by your structure changing inside.
yeah,
You are the scaffolding of this structure that you're
yeah,
witnessing and that you're creating.
yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you. I love you. Thank you
I love you
for
too.
sharing space.
And when I
With
do get
everybody
these,
else.
when I do get this sorted, this is going to be a master plan TP outside awareness place, and hopefully it's going to be run as a free place for people to come. That's my aim. I'm told I can do this, and that's what I'm doing. People have been offering me money, and I've said, no, 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 I don't want you to offer me money because I have 100% knowledge that it's going to be brought to me. I have to prove to everyone that I can do it, and then you all can know it's been able to be done. So I don't want any money aspect to be. This is why I do everything for free, because then I have to understand it comes to me from all different avenues. I have to be 100% sure of my own power, always.
Yeah, beautiful.
And as a collective thing that I'm doing, I do it for us all. It's for us all. We're one. There's no separation in my eyes whatsoever. It's just one soul working for itself, meaning all the other selves. It's only an it. It's an it.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah. Thank you. I've got to go. I'd love to sit here and I'd love to talk to you more. Maybe we'll ring you up later. Take care.
Take care. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.
Love you all. Thank you.